Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are working on a 1976 GT750. I bought this bike back in June from a gentleman. I was just driving around going to garage sales in my hometown. I'd known this gentleman and saw he was having a garage sale, so I stopped by. He had a Goldwing out front, and we started talking about that, and he mentioned to me, "Oh, I have a classic in the back in his shed." I said, "Classic? Huh. What kind of motorcycle is that you got?" And he said, "Oh, it's a GT750. That's when I realized I possibly was going to come home with a new project. We agreed upon the price of $100, and he gave me the title that day. I picked it up later that afternoon. I remember seeing this bike sit on his porch for a while when I was many years younger, and he said the reason he stopped driving it was because he had a fuel issue. It run for a while and then shut down. And then so that's kind of how he left it. I received it partially disassembled. The only thing I've done to the bike since I've received it is I've bought some parts for it. It's kind of not really got everything I wanted to. I want to replace the radiator hoses and the brake lines on it before I make it, and the tires, because I found out in order to do anything with the rear tire, you have to pull the exhaust off. So I really only want to do that once. So the chain will probably be replaced at that time as well. However, the other thing I have done is I have cleaned the carburetors. Since he had previously said it had issues running, I wonder if it's the petcock, but we'll find out here shortly. Hopefully I can get it together today and get it at least fired up. I bought a new battery for it. It does not have a battery in it now. I bought new battery cables because the battery cables are cut. I'm not quite sure where the ground wire is, so went ahead and bought a new one of those. Had to buy some new clamps because those, for the rubber boots for the carburetors and the airbox, because those have disappeared over time, as this is sat since it was last tagged in 1989. So, give a little overview of the bike. One side looks really nice. It's got 11,000 miles on it. I believe he toured with this till he bought another bike. It's kind of got a sissy bar. The other side is kind of a little rough from sitting out on his porch, getting sunbaked on the one side. Other than that, the bike does turn over. I haven't checked it for spark. That'll be something I'll do later today. And I don't know that I could say it's had a hard life, but hasn't been the nicest for it. So we'll get started here and see what comes of it. Alright, so I've got the gas tank off, got the seat up. You can see cables have been cut, or they've just disintegrated over time. I see the boot is here. The gas tank strap broke on me when I lifted it up. Sissy back here kind of gets in the way of the seat and rubs it pretty bad. It's like 30 degrees, so it's starting to pop and make all sorts of noises. Our radiator hose is split here. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm going to try to get the carburetors on. I don't know that I'll put the airbox in right away. I want to see how everything works out, especially if I have to use a little bit of starter fluid to get it going. It's pretty cold out today. Shouldn't have to do that, but we'll see. I really want to flush the radiator system out, but like I said, it's 30 degrees out and can't really get the garden hose out to do that right now. When I go to do that, I will probably blow off the underside, try to clean it up and make it look a little bit better. So, getting ready to put these on. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit WD-40 on this to help slip them on. They are very stiff. I may have to get out my hair dryer to warm everything up. Let's see how this works right here. If they're going to play nice or not. I was hoping to do a lot of this work this summer, but some of the parts I had were back ordered. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to heat those up. Alright, so I had to take the carburetors inside. Those rubber boots were very stiff. They are stiff again. threw it under my heater, let it run for a while, got that situated to where I could push it on. With that being, that was a hard job. Even though the WD-40 was on there, they fought it quite a bit. Something else I ran into was the clamps I thought I had for this, I think are for the air box, as they are fairly loose, even when tightened down all the way. Some of them were pretty good. The middle carburetor worked out pretty good with that. Part of the fun, maybe not at the time, of learning about these bikes and working on stuff is finding out the order of how stuff gets disassembled. Slide around the bike. The throttle linkage is a nightmare to get on when it is on the bike. There is hardly any room to push the little barrel down into the slide or the groove for the cable. It is not impossible, but very, very frustrating. So I got that on. With that, I ran into another problem. My throttle cable, which I'm pulling on up here, is seized up. One of them is, one of them isn't. So, probably gonna let it soak over the course of the week. It's supposed to be warm next weekend. Blow it all off, kind of, not necessarily hose it off up here, but kind of clean this under the gas tank and under the seat area up. Wash out the radiator. Probably go from there. Then I'll move on to the electrical system. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to buy a new cable quite yet. I really should. But we'll see how much they cost and kind of see where my budget's at. Because I got quite a bit of other stuff to buy for it. Like the gas tank strap broke and the battery strap isn't there. Not big things, but little minor things. I bought the wrong bolts for the brakes. I bought these bolts on accident. I was thinking I needed those instead of the ones that actually mount it to the front forks there, so that kind of sucks. Something else I kind of noticed was I thought this was supposed to have a fan, but it doesn't. So I'm not sure if they discontinued that at a certain point or if mine was just taken off because it didn't work and it was too expensive to replace. So I'm gonna have to investigate that, see what's going on there. So now that I got a little bit of a list of more parts to get and some lessons learned about this, we'll see about how this all works out. I was hoping really to get it started on my GT380 that I posted the video of, but I think that's going to have to wait a little bit. I'd really like to see this bike running before I tear into the 380. So, alright, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Here's something kind of neat you don't always see on bikes still around. A little bag of fuses still attached to the cable with the fuse. Just thought that was kind of interesting. Just kind of pulling the side covers off and figured I'd go through and replace the battery cable that's all jacked up. Might move the padding for that sissy bar a little high. I do have the original grab bar. I'm not sure if I want to put it on or not. Just thought it kind of looked different. So, alright, that's it.